Hi Chelsea, how are you doing? This is Dr. Bose. I'm giving you some video feedback on your essay, um, literary narrative. So I want you to clearly from the beginning watch out for typos, especially for the big ones that like really stand out, like that one. Okay. Um, Heading needs some work, but you know we can. I would prefer to spend this time talking about some of the um, bigger issues with the paper. Genre conventions, style mechanics, all that is huge. A lot of that actually interferes with being able to actually understand just what your paper is about. But content-wise, let's try to focus on that for the short time that we have. You say literacy has continued to shape the person I have become to be. It has been a way for me to express myself as an individual and speak through my emotions. I can use literacy as a tool for writing about how I feel and think through my daily processes. Also as a way of connecting ideas and thoughts to similar ideas. I can see literacy as a way that the world works in all manners. That was misspelled, not just English. Literacy is connected to everything, any social connection that we can understand as being part of a bigger concept. This is, so you're painting a really big picture using some really broad brush strokes to give your readers an understanding of of how you define literacy and what it means for you. Well, what does it mean for you? Um, for you, I gather it means, your mother teaching you how to read and write at a young age. It has something to do with growing up in Zimbabwe and learning or knowing the native language in addition to English. I think there's so much to write about here and I don't think that the essay seems to really do this. Um, what about the language? What about living in Zimbabwe? What about cultural expectations with learning one language and not another? Did you learn the other language? Um, what did that mean for people? So we need to hear about that. All right. So right here, you can see on the screen that I've got the assignment handout. I write some very specific handouts. I don't know how clear they are, but that's why all these comments are here for. Um, I want you to review those. I want you to think about, in this sense, maybe the cultural attitude towards literacy and how you've navigated some of those for better or for worse. Okay. I didn't hear much about this. You included some details. You hear your mother's voice as you stumbling on words, the smell of her perfume as you sat on your twin-sized bed, the feel of the sheets and the soft pages on your fingers, etc. Okay. You're kind of starting to paint a picture, but of what exactly? What are you painting a picture of? Okay. What are these social constructs? Without understanding how to read or understand language, basic language, the fundamentals of all other social constructs would be impossible to interpret. Give me an example of a social construct. Was there something happening that causes you to have to deal with literacy in a very specific way that others perhaps do not? Okay. Tell us. Tell us more. Okay. I'm going to go back to the paper now. This is missing quite a bit here, Chelsea. And if you were to do a revision of this, which I hope you strongly consider, um, focus on the A requirements. Okay. Um, Focus on using words with appropriate connotations, uh, producing verbiage with a level of formality, um, uses or writing special effects, memorable prose, figurative language, um, complex ideas. I think you're trying to address some very complex ideas, and I need to see what they are. So you're going to need to use, therefore, some complex sentences, using at least one semicolon, appropriate comma usage to communicate syntax and meaning. Okay, that's where we're all for now, Chelsea. I strongly suggest that you please come to me before the end of the semester is up so that we can talk about your progress in the course and specific questions that you have. Project two, this is the big one. It's worth 40% of the course grade. And, I haven't really seen much work from you. The work that I have seen from you is kind of small, short, and I've tried to provide as much feedback as I possibly can in that work, but, got to do all those smaller assignments to do well in these big ones. Okay, I hope this helps a little bit, Chelsea. See you online. Bye bye.